Lantern of Perfect Love by Kyle Delmont. A whimsical journey through 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 through 21. In a quiet village, nestled between rolling hills and honey-colored skies, there lived a young dove named Shalom. Shalom had a curious heart, and a question that no one seemed to answer the same way. What is love? Some said love was like a warm loaf of bread shared at supper. Others said it was a song sung softly in the night. A few said it was simply a feeling, here one moment and gone the next. But Shalom was not satisfied. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the clouds in hues of gold and crimson, a wise traveler came walking down the cobblestone path. He carried with him a lantern, not an ordinary lantern, but one that shimmered with a gentle living light. "Excuse me," Shalom called. "What is love?" The traveling owl smiled, his eyes kind and knowing. "Ah," he said, "love is not something you chase. It is something you become." Shalom tilted his head. "I don't understand." The traveler knelt and placed the lantern in Shalom's hands. "This lantern," he said, "it is called the Lantern of Perfect Love. It shines brightest when you love others. Not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard." Chapter 1. The Source of the Light. That night, Shalom noticed something extraordinary. The lantern glowed brighter when they thought kindly of others, even those who had been unkind. A soft voice seemed to whisper from within the light. "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God." "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God." Shalom gasped. "God is the source?" The lantern flicked warmly, as if nodding. Shalom realized then, love wasn't something people invented. It was something that came from God Himself. And anyone who truly loved carried a spark of it inside of him. Chapter 2. The Invisible Made Visible. The next day, Shalom visited the village baker. often scolded the children for lingering too long. Instead of avoiding him, Shalom offered a smile and helped him sweep the flour from the floor. The baker blinked in surprise. "Why would you help me?" Shalom simply said, "Because you matter." The lantern blazed brighter than ever before. That evening, the whisper returned. "No one has ever seen God, but if they love one another, God lives in us." No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us. Shalom understood, though God could not be seen with eyes, he could be seen through acts of love. Chapter 3: The Gift That Came First. Curious, Shalom asked the traveler, "How do we know God truly loves us?" The traveler's expression grew gentle. "Because he loved us first. He said before we thought to love him, he gave us the greatest gift, his Son. Shalom held the lantern close. The light felt deeper now, richer. "So we're not earning love?" Shalom said slowly. "We're responding to it?" The traveler smiled. "Exactly." Chapter 4: Fear and the Shadow. One stormy night, thunder rolled across the hills, and Shalom felt afraid. The lantern dimmed. "What's happening?" Shalom cried. The whisper answered, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear." There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Shalom took a deep breath and remembered every act of love they had seen and given. Slowly, the lantern grew bright again, pushing the shadows back into the corners. Shalom realized fear could not live where true love was. Chapter 5: The Mirror of the Heart. One afternoon, Shalom encountered a boy named Chaneth, who is known for his harsh words. When Chaneth insulted Shalom, the lantern flickered uncertainly. "I don't want to love him," Shalom muttered. The light dimmed further. Then the whisper came, firm but kind. "If anyone says, 'I love God,' but hates his brother, he is not truthful." If anyone says, "I love God," but hates his brother, he is not truthful. Shalom sighed, then looked at Chaneth, not as an enemy, but as someone who might be hurting. "I forgive you," Shalom said quietly. The lantern burst into a radiant brilliance. Chaneth stood speechless. Chapter 6: The Circle That Never Ends. Over time, the village began to change. People noticed Shalom's lantern and the way it never seemed to go out. Kindness spread like wildflowers. The baker smiled more, and Channa spoke gently. Neighbors helped one another without being asked. One evening, the traveler returned. "Now you see," he said, "love is not just a feeling. It is a command, a gift, and a reflection of God." Shalom nodded, holding the lantern high. "And it never ends," Shalom added. The traveler's eyes twinkled, because God is love. The everlasting light. As the stars filled the sky, Shalom placed the lantern in the center of the village. It shone brighter than ever, not because of Shalom alone, but because of everyone who had begun to love. And the whisper, now strong and joyful, echoed through every heart. We love because He loved us first.